When we remodeled the house in 2017, we installed these 4-foot French doors. And yeah, they kind of go out into nothing. And by nothing, I mean that. So we're painting the door, and while I was here, I thought, you know, it's time to put the balcony in. So I'm going to weld together a little 12-inch Juliet balcony so you can open up the doors and just step into the fresh air if you want. So I picked up these sections of railing at one of the architectural salvage places right when we put the door in, so about 2.5 years ago. And the thought is I'm going to cut these up. I've got 2 of them, and make the balcony out of that, and then include some of these flourishes in the new balcony, just because it'll match the rest of the house. So I really like that centerpiece too. And for this part of the job, I'm going to tag team between the portaband and the cutoff wheel. Those 2 sections, I'm going to have my center, and then I've cut out the 2 side pieces. I'll cut and ground, and I've got it clamped up nice and square with a spreader in the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tack both the top and the bottom on the insides before doing a proper weld. Holy Jiminy Bo Jesus, that is almost a $30 drill bit. I choked a little bit when I had to go in and pick that up this afternoon. Jesus. I need this to be as secure as possible because myself or my wife or somebody may step out onto this little bitty narrow balcony at some point, and I don't want them to go crashing into the ground. So in addition to the original frame, I'm adding some 1-inch tube on the bottom. And then so that it supports weight, I drilled 14 3/4-inch holes, 7 in the tube and then 7 in the strap that'll be mounted to the ledger board underneath the door. And then I went ahead and I'm going to put some 3/4-inch. I could probably get away with half, but I'm going to put some 3/4-inch solid rod going this way, and I married it on all of the bars there. And so what it's going to do is it's going to go here, which, like so. Here, better idea. Let me just show you what it's going to do instead of telling you. Well, I think we're at a stopping point for day 1. Would you look at the size of me on that video? I'm gonna say it's a combination of the hoodie and the camera adding weight. I'm not that fat, hopefully. It's a little late and it's a little cold, and I like my neighbors, so I'm going to stop making noise now. I've got everything cut out. I've got the side pieces and this welded together. Everything's square. I've got the base on with the tenons made out of that 3/4-inch square bar. I have the side pieces on, and yeah, I need to do a little bit of grinding and a little bit of sanding. And I need to take some of the pieces that I took off the old fence, and I need to soak them in, I don't know, acid to get you know, a few dozen decades of paint off of these. I'm actually going to reuse all of these scrolls, both on the bottom and on the top, and make them both pretty and structural. So I'm also going to add those flourishes on the ends back. So yeah, there we are. Completely done with the welding, so everything is together. I need to go ahead and prime and paint, let the paint cure for a few days, and then we'll wait for a dry spell and get it hung on the wall. Right, my epoxy primer has dried, and I put on the first coat of rattle can black. It's flat. I'll let that dry and outgas a little, and then I'll put another coat of black on, let that dry, and put on a clear coat here on the back before I flip it over and paint the front. Now, there will be some dents and dings after I put it up, and I don't really want to spray it after it goes up. So on the front side, I'm going to touch it up with brush, and then clear coat it with a brush after it's in place. Seattle winter weather strikes again, and I've had to move inside for the second coat of paint. My initial thought with the balcony was to install it with about 16 of these headlocks. Yeah, I think it'd be fine, but in truth, code says lag bolts, so I have to use like 1/4-inch lags. I'm going to use some 1/2-inch lags and just upsize all those holes, and I don't think that this balcony will ever move. And again, while this will hold it, and it may or may not be code, I hate doing things just to code. So I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to use properly outdoor rated lag bolts, and I'm going to upsize them one size just for peace of mind. And of course, everything will be pre-drilled, waxed, and then driven in. Okay, we can move on to the next step. With the house painted and the doors painted, we're going to go ahead and build a platform there real quick and get the balcony into position and ready for mount. I got my new Arc Rebus nail bags and I feel sexy. I went ahead and popped together some scaffolding with some extra 2x4s that I had that had some metal contamination, and I wasn't for sure going to run them through the table saw or the shop saw. So I think this is a fine use for those. Now, this is just going to sit there until I can get the balcony in place. It's not going to be here for long term, and while it's here, we're going to lock the back door just to make sure nobody comes out and the balcony, all 300 pounds of it, isn't the sword of Damocles hanging over somebody. The balcony's on, and the first mounting holes are marked, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it down, drill, and go ahead and put the first lag bolts in. So I may have said it earlier in the video, but when we put this door in nigh 4 years ago, I didn't just double up the supports for the header. It actually has 4 studs on either side of the door because I knew we would be doing this. So I just want to make sure there was good purchase for the balcony to bolt onto. So I didn't even mean to put this up today, it just kind of happened. I was gonna get it in place and then I had some extra daylight. So yeah, we're done with that today. I'd still have to, of course, touch up the paint and that sort of thing, but there we go. So this is completely unstaged, really. My wife stepped out with one of our dogs and wine in her hand to test out the balcony. She seems happy. Happy wife, happy life.